Good morning, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler coming to you live with your Packers Daily Chat on the Cheesehead TV social channels. I am back in New York City. The Packers will be having a walkthrough practice today that I will not be attending because they're in Green Bay and I'm here. But there will be limited media updates. And then tomorrow, they begin their 2 days of joint practices with the New York Jets. It's going to be a lot of fun, exciting developments, other than maybe who's playing quarterback, because Jordan Love was injured in that preseason game, and obviously Aaron Rodgers will get plenty of reps with the ones, but maybe lots of Kurt Benkert and possibly the signing of a quarterback to take those quarterback 3 reps. We'll see. That news will undoubtedly come out later today. Later today, you know what else you should do? You should download Underdog Fantasy. It's the best and easiest place to play fantasy football for big cash prizes. On Underdog Fantasy, you just draft. No need to worry about waivers, lineups, or injuries. Underdog handles that all for you. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Draft a season-long best ball team, and that's it. No in-season management. You get a free $25 in bonus cash right now if you use code Cheesehead when you make your first deposit, and you take your shot at a $1 million grand prize in their fantasy football tournament. Now, I know some of you are not fantasy football connoisseurs, devourers of all fantasy content everywhere across the world. So you want some real football in your life, then you should definitely check out the 2021 official yearbook of the Green Bay Packers. Head to packersyearbook.com. Use code CHTV to get 10% off. You can also subscribe to the Game Day magazine, the Game Day program delivered digitally to your inbox every week. Fantastic stuff. Check out packersyearbook.com. And then while you're surfing around, just head to vinfl.com and get this sweet Acme Packers hoodie. You can wear it year-round, represent the Packers wherever you go. vinfl.com. Use code CheeseheadTV to get 15% off. What's up? Good morning to everybody in the comments section. Good to see everybody. Big Nick is carrying the G in Kenosha. I mean, if there's a place where you want to carry the G, it's Kenosha, Wisconsin, undoubtedly. Boat coming back. Already knows the playbook. It's a possibility. No question about it. Fred, OMG, let's all overreact. I mean, it's preseason. That's what it's for. Vince, thanks for the super chat. Loving that Week 13 bye week comes at a good time in this so dangerous championship run. Yeah, late bye weeks. I'm here for it. No doubt. Why can't that dude from the longest yard who had the battery fingertips play backup QB for the backup's backup? Sign him up, man. Make the call. Let's do it. Mr. Tundra, will Love play versus the Jets? TBD. I would suspect probably not, but a lot of ball game left, as someone once said. We'll see as the week goes on how close he gets. Jeezy Boy, thanks for the super chat. What's Love got to do with it? What's Love but a secondhand emotion and a quarterback who was injured on a strip sack fumble last Saturday night? Back in the office after 18 months. Hate it. What's up, Jill? I'm glad I can shepherd you along in this transition. Nagler's fake phone calls to Goody is as much communication Rodgers and him had this offseason. Brian, I don't think that's strictly true because we do know that Gutekunst flew out to see Rodgers at least at one point. So probably a little bit more, but close, no doubt. Oh, Mark flew to Wisconsin for the green and gold softball game this weekend. Unfortunately, was canceled on Saturday. Mark, I had heard that. Unfortunately, I also heard that one of the reasons they canceled is because of the number of players who haven't been vaccinated, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. Yeah, that's an unfortunate deal all around, especially for people like yourself. I know someone else who spent a lot of money getting there this past weekend, and then it didn't happen. It's kind of some bullshit. Big Cheese, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Morning, Nags. I didn't get to watch any of the game, but looking at the stats and highlights, Jordan Love sounded like he held his own. Obviously needs to work on things, but first live game in 2+ years, not bad. Very much agreed. Look, you can dissect Jordan Love's performance on Saturday night. People already have. People will continue to do so. But yes, to your point, after 2 years away from playing actual live football, I thought he played extremely well. The thing that really surprised me is how in command of his progressions he was, in the sense of when things broke down, when guys broke through the line, so to speak, and he had instant pressure in his face. He wasn't looking to run. He didn't just kind of throw it up for Jesus, as we saw Brett Favre do so many times as a young man and as an older man. But he really knew where his outlets were. There were a number of times where pressure in his face, he knew right where to go, whether it was to A.J. Dillon, whether it was to Jay Sternberger. Now, the throws weren't always great, but The fact that he knew where his outlet was instantly, that's a good sign. Yes, as you say, lots to work on, but a very encouraging debut from Jordan Love, no doubt about it. Uncultured, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Today's jams are Ride, Captain Ride by Blues Image and Judas by Fozzy. One thing preseason football has shown me, officiating is going to stink. Pappies. Man, you can't take that from one preseason weekend. I mean, look, we just got done watching the NBA Finals, right? How terrible were those freaking that officiating? You watch the strike zone change in every single game in baseball. Comparative to the other major leagues, the NFL is a bastion of consistency. Yes, there are calls that are upsetting and ridiculous and what have you. But for the most part, given the game that they are asked to adjudicate, I think NFL officials do a much better job than most of the other major leagues. Oh, and also Judas. The only Judas I recognize is by Depeche Mode. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Nags, lots of positives to take from Love's debut. Kid showed signs he's got something. Very much agreed. No question about it. I really wish Yash would have blocked up that deep shot at the end of the first half. A, because then Jordan would have got injured. But B, really looked like he was about to let one loose, and I would have loved to have seen a big play heading into the second half. Do we know what the injury to Love is? We just know it's to his throwing shoulder. I know the report is out there from Schefter that the MRI was clear and that he should be okay. But Matt did indicate yesterday that Love could miss a couple of practices, but it shouldn't be a long-term issue. That's the breadth and the width of everything we know about what's going on. We just know it's to his throwing shoulder. Might just be me, but really liked what I saw from Funchess. Ryan, I don't think it's just you. I think a lot of people liked what they saw. I don't know. It's hard for me to get too excited about it because, yeah, I mean, he's a guy who's got a lot of experience in the league. He should show out against the backups, right? I mean, he should be throwing down. He should be catching everything thrown to him, making things happen after the catch, etc. We've known what he can do. Yes, he's been away from the game for a couple of years, so it is good to see him out there producing, etc. But we've always known he's got that capability. To me, it's about special teams. How do they justify keeping him if he's not playing special teams? He has to play on teams. So that's going to be something to continue to watch this week, especially in practice. How much is he being utilized on those teams units? How much do we see him in a preseason game this weekend on special teams? If he can play on teams, they can probably keep him around. If he can't or won't or doesn't, I doubt he makes the 53. Nathaniel, that's a great comment. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable about society. Nathaniel, slide back and listen to the news, okay? We live in a society, and that all happens out there. But in here, we get to talk about the Packers and forget all of that. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. What's up from Connecticut? Quick note, carry the B, go Cards. Will Rodgers get snaps now? Possibly. No, I would be absolutely shocked if Aaron Rodgers takes a single snap in the preseason, regardless of what happens behind him at backup quarterback health-wise. And the Cards, that's adorable. Christian, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Any free agent veteran you see signed before regular season starts? No. Fred, thanks for the super chat. They showed a shot of Rodgers coaching up Love on the sideline in the second quarter. I think it had something to do with the cameras rolling. No, Fred, I think he was doing that throughout. That was something Luke talked about. I think Jordan mentioned it as well. Matt mentioned it. I don't think it was a specific, oh, hey, I know the cameras are going to be on me kind of thing. I think he was doing that throughout the game. It's just that was the one time he was shown. And look, I'm all for it, right? I mean, we want. Why won't those go back? Go back. I tell you, go back. Accidental Hero, thanks for the super chat. Ento just keeps making plays in Lambeau. Did he make plays consistently in camp like this kid's game? I think he had a couple pass breakups, and he did some nice things as far as breaking on the ball, what have you. I don't think he's flashed as much as maybe you would hope, but he's a young guy, still developing, still learning. But yeah, another great showing from him on Saturday night, no doubt. Oh, no. Why is my mouse broken? No, that's not good. It's not good, people. Mouse is hating my life. I literally can't go up. I can't scroll back. Oh no, that's not good. There, try that. How likely is it that Jets and Packers snipe cutdown candidates from each other's rosters? There's a possibility because of something they see when they're on the practice field, what have you. Who knows how much gets shown, although I would suspect they probably play out a little bit more of their offense and defense because there's familiarity on both sides, and it's probably somewhat of a gentleman's agreement not to share what they get shown. But yeah, for the personnel people, yeah, of course they're going to be looking at bottom of the roster guys that might be able to pick up on waivers and or after cut down, possibly. Did I meet up with Tom Grassi? I most certainly did a number of times last week. It's great to see Tom in Green Bay. Had a lot of fun. Did anyone else pay $22.50 for 2 warm Miller Lite beers? I did not, but I'm sure lots of people at Lambeau Field most certainly did. Where did I get this Green Bay hat? It's awesome. I believe at the Pro Shop years ago. But you can find this old, it's the old school Green Bay logo. You can find it a lot of different places online now. Devin, thanks for the super chat. The linebacker method of Joe Barry is blitzing 24/7. I don't know about that, but he certainly blitzed Oren Burks a whole hell of a lot on Saturday. We'll see if that continues. And I thought Oren Burks did a really nice job of timing things up. Did a really good job of disrupting things in the run game and then getting to the quarterback when his number was called. Like I said, we'll see if that continues or if that was just a one-game thing. Really? I'm sorry, guys. My neighbor just decided now is the time to trim the verge. What grade would you give Love on his performance? Danny, probably a B+. Yeah, I thought he'd played pretty darn well. Josh Jackson needs to have his bags packed and an alternate career path in mind. JJ, yeah, it was a unfortunate performance from Josh, no doubt about it. We'll see how much of a chance he's given to rectify what he put on tape Saturday night, but man, that is not encouraging for a guy who needs to show out to justify keeping him around, especially since he was inactive down the stretch last year because he was not a help on special teams. You can't have him on the squad if he's going to be playing like he did Saturday night. That's just point blank. Dave, thanks for the super chat. We are mere weeks away from another NFL season where the Packers compete for a Super Bowl. Note to self, do not take for granted. Wise words, my friend. Wise words. Burks looks comfy in the defense. Douglas, I agree. I think he looks very much in command. He's been installed as that number one backer basically since the moment camp started. I haven't seen anything to suggest that job will be taken away from him anytime soon. Whose roster stock rose versus fell from the first preseason game? Jeff, I think the obvious ones are the guys we've already talked about, whereas Funchess went up. Josh Jackson certainly went down. One guy who hasn't made a lot of headlines, I asked Matt about him after the game, is Innis Gaines. Big safety out of TCU. I thought he had an incredibly strong performance. We'll see if he can continue that this week, both in the practices against the Jets and in the game. But to me, he had an outstanding he put some really good stuff on tape as far as especially coming up in the run game, forcing stuff inside. Now, his teammates always didn't help him out, but he looked really in command. And then he had a number of nice pass breakups, contributed a really nice tackle on special teams. One kind of off play is the big run at the end of the third quarter. He got stiff armed and he needs to make that tackle so it doesn't rupture into something bigger. But for the most part, I thought he definitely flashed. And, guys can do that and then kind of fall back to the squad, so to speak. But if he can continue on this path and make that the standard, he's made a case for himself. No question about it. Sternberger and Dillon look good as well. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think we know what Dillon can do, right? I think we're going to expect more of the same and him to build on what we saw flashes of last year. But Jace, I think he needs it, right? And he's a guy probably, no doubt we'll get that 2 weeks to, see what they have while he's not counting towards the 53. But when it becomes time to activate him and or cut him, the better he looks, the more good stuff he puts on tape. Obviously, that works in his advantage. It works in his favor. I would think, yes, if he continues to show what he showed Saturday night, he's had a good camp. He can just maintain that consistency. And of course, above all, stay on the field, which is something he's struggled with. He should make it. Devin, thanks for the super chat. Would you rather keep an extra wide receiver based on talent rather than poor depth? Also, is EQ hurt? Also, love Heflin's effort. Have a great day. Thanks, Devin. EQ is hurt. Yeah, he dropped out of practice a couple practices ago. As far as when I keep an extra wide receiver based on talent rather than poor depth. I mean, poor depth, quote unquote, is, I guess, in the eye of the beholder. I mean, I would love to keep the extra wide receiver based on talent. I think we're obviously talking about Funches here, right? But it really depends. Like Brian always talks about, it's a puzzle piece, and those back end of the depth chart guys have to contribute on teams. They absolutely have to. So we'll see. I would suspect, again, if he shows up on teams, he'll make the squad. But there's also the case of Juwan Winfrey, who was having a really nice camp before he got hurt. If he comes back this week and picks up where he left off, it's going to be hard to justify keeping both those guys. Now, Winfrey, you could probably say, yeah, you'll probably be able to cut him and put him on the practice squad. There's an outside chance that if you cut Devin Funchess, maybe someone picks him up. So that would probably play to Funchess' favor. Jose, thanks for the super chat. Did we get anything from DeGuara Saturday? Not that I remember seeing. Didn't really pay attention too much, but I think, if I remember right, I think he was down. Wasn't he one of the 30 that didn't suit up? So, yeah, that would be a no, I would suspect. I think, okay, that fourth down, if Funchess puts up both hands to catch it, Love would have had 2 touchdowns. I don't know, man. It's a jump ball. That's hard. If you're talking about the 4th and 2 and the broken play, I mean, he's not running past anybody. It's a jump ball. So even if he goes up with 2 hands and comes down with it, he's probably tackled. So I'm not so sure that's a touchdown, but that's a tough one. It's hard to put that on Funchess. How much say do you think 12 has when these cuts happen coming up? Very interested in this now. Very little. You think Aaron Rodgers really wants to be involved in the minutia of roster building? Come on. He ain't sitting around deciding who's the 5th tight end or who's the 7th offensive lineman. Come on. Guys, he wants to bring back Clay Matthews. He wants to bring back Randall Cobb. That's his level. He's like fantasy football level. The guys putting together the roster are the professionals. You think, Brian Gutekunst is going to walk into the quarterback room and give Aaron pointers on the finer tips of quarterback play? Of course not. No. Don't mistake this for anything other than what it is. Michael, thanks for the super chat. How are you personally, Nags? Glad to be home? Yeah, I'm great. I'm very happy to be home. Very happy to see my girls. We had pizza night one day late, Saturday instead of Friday. But yeah, it's great to be home. Great to see my girls. Great to be back in New York. I tell you what, lots of people talk about New York, Clark. They say, what's the common phrase? Great place to visit, but I would never want to live there. That's me with Wisconsin, especially for 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks is too long. 3 weeks is too long. Taylor over Funch for special teams. It's Dylan. Don't think it's not possible because it 100% is. Who do you think is week 1 cornerback 2? Probably Kevin King. I know no Packers fan wants to hear that, including myself, but most likely Kevin King. I'm more excited about Dylan running through a motherfucker's face through the middle or on a wheel route. Oh, on a wheel route. 1,000,000,000%. Come on. We all know, yeah, Dylan will get his hard-earned yards, and he'll do 3 yards in a cloud of dust from time to time. But man, big man on a wheel route, come on. Especially if it's in the red zone and he goes in for a TD. I will absolutely lose my mind if and when that happens. Sleeper battle number 3 safety. Jacob very much agreed. Like I said, Gaines had a nice performance. I think Scott and Black did some nice stuff and have done nice things all throughout camp. Very much agreed. I still think that spot is up for grabs too. I mean, Black had it kind of on lockdown throughout the first part of camp. Whenever they utilized that third safety, dropped Amos into the box, Black was always the second safety across from Savage. But if other guys start making plays and consistently do so, they could start gumming up the work, so to speak, in a good way. Slayton tackling a running back with one of their linemen on his back made me smile. Dude's a beast. Benny's, I thought he had a good performance. I thought he was moved a little bit too much at times. Got way too high at times. But he's a young player. I think that's expected. But yes, you are right. He is a beast. And there is zero doubt in my mind that he will contribute in a good way to the Packers this year. What did I think of Kylan Hill's performance? I thought it was more of the same that we've seen all camp, really solid. And I think you've seen why he's running as the number 3 running back up to this point. I thought he did an outstanding job on the screen that turned into a touchdown. Really good job of setting up his blockers. His patience there and his vision was excellent. And just overall, I thought he, for what was given blocking wise, which wasn't much, I thought he did a really nice job, better than Taylor. Dexter Williams came in and did a nice job at the end too, but he's running against backups to backups, and he actually had some lanes to work with as opposed to the other guys. But yeah, Hill, I thought like I said, heading into the game, heading into the preseason, really, everything Hill's done has been solid, and he's looked the part basically since day one. And I think if he carries on what he's put on the practice field in camp into preseason, he's your running back 3. Didn't see anything Saturday night to dissuade me from that idea or opinion. I think he's your 3rd running back, barring injury, barring some crazy performance where he maybe puts the ball on the ground a few times. Now, that's not to say he's going to be, amazing and he's got it all figured out. He's still got a lot to learn, especially in pass pro. But yeah, I think that's your 3rd running back, unless, again, something crazy happens in the preseason. Are punters people too? I've heard that. I'm not so sure, Brandy. I'm suspect. All right, buddy. I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day right here on Cheesehead TV, Monday through Friday? Monday through Friday, right here, the social channels for Cheesehead TV. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you really want to support what we do, consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. Patreon members, we will be back with our happy hour on Wednesday. And just a heads up, when the season starts, we'll probably be moving it just a bit earlier on Thursdays, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be taken up with Carry the G with A.J. Dillon and Packer Transplants on Wednesdays. So be on the lookout for that information. But this week, it will be on Wednesday. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.